What's happening, everybody? Steve here, and this is going to be a fully immersive 360 test drive of the 2022 Dodge Charger. Now, this specific one is the RT, which means that it's powered by the 5.7 liter Hemi V8 engine. This thing is absolutely incredible. Sounds amazing, but listen to the startup. Okay, wait. Oh, that's nice. Really nice. Now, the Charger has a ton of different options for engines and things like that, but if you're new to the VR world, never experienced a 360 video before, if you're on your desktop, go 5.7K and go full screen. You can take your mouse, you can swipe across and look around. If you're on your cell phone, same idea, you can take your finger, you can swipe, look left, right, up, down, etc. If you're using the YouTube app on a cell phone, you can also take it and you can rotate the phone around in order to see 360 degrees what's going on. Now, let's take this thing out for a spin and see how it handles. So with this thing being the RT, like I said, it's powered by the 5.7 liter Hemi V8 engine. So the Charger lineup, like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, it's amazing, but it's kind of ridiculous because there are so many options available. So the base Charger, the SXT and the GT are going to have the base 3.6 liter Pentastar. And then we've got this thing, the 5.7 Hemi, there's the 6.4 Hemi and the Scat Pack 392. You've also got the option for the 6.2 liter supercharged, like the Hellcat, amazing. There's the Jailbreak High Output Edition this year, which also gives us like a little bit of a, well, like a crazy amount of boost in horsepower and torque. Like, if we look at the horsepower torque in those ones, it's like almost 50% higher than it is here. Like, it's actually kind of ridiculous what that thing can accomplish. But I think for most people, like, the 5.7 Hemi is probably going to be the sweet spot for you. It's like, it's got a good, like, listen to this growl. Oh, so good. Great amount of power, good amount of torque inside of it. So like, horsepower torque is great inside of the 5.7. And like across the board, there are so many good options that this car has all at the same time. A few things. This specific one, the RT, this one has the Daytona package. So, I mean, Daytona badges all over the place on the seats, etc., but it gives us a ton of other stuff inside of this ride. So we've got our leather seats rather than our regular cloth seats, but these things are also heated and ventilated in the first row. So summertime driving can get a little bit toasty with the leather, so just knowing that you've got that as an option so you can get it with our ventilated seats, amazing. We do have the option for dual zone climate control inside of this thing, but I mean, I gotta say, like, I'm just gonna get to the seats for a second. Like, the sport seat feels amazing. So like, I've got fairly wider shoulders and like I can comfortably sit inside of it. So I'm 175-ish pounds the last time I checked, but I mean, the seat is, for me, is comfortable. Oh, I still love that sound though inside. I love the sound of this thing. So good, so good. Now, one thing, so certain models of the Charger do have what's known as the active exhaust sound. So what that means is when you go to first start the car up, it's gonna start up louder, and then as it starts to warm up, like about 10 seconds, 20 seconds or so, the shutters are actually gonna shut, and it's going to give it a little bit of a quieter sound. Now, it's not like some other cars like the Mustang where you can change the complete dynamics of the sound around, but you do at least have a little bit of flexibility inside of this car. So cold start, it's going to sound a little bit louder, and then it's going to be a little bit of a different start, like as the car, different sound, I should say, as the car heats up. Ooh, this is nice. Ooh, this is nice though. Ooh, nice, it's responsive. A few things technology, well, so many things technology-wise inside of this thing. So this specific one has, doesn't have the added technology package, so it's available inside of the Charger lineup, but it's going to give us a few great things. Adaptive cruise control is one of the big benefits inside of that thing, but I love this car overall. It's got a good feel to it. So the seats are super comfortable, the wheel is great. You've got the option for heated steering wheel inside of the vehicle as well, just depending on the version of the vehicle that you're in and what packages you've added on. But then looking, like, the steering wheel, the cluster screen inside of it, the media screen looks great. We've got this like metallic-y type of feel with like a groove texture inside of, like, pretty much wrapping all the way throughout the dash and even down the center stack. So it does feel fairly nice, but so many options available inside of this. Now, one thing to note, the media screen is actually the same one that you'd be able to find in last year's model. So it's the Uconnect 4 or Uconnect 4C with or without navigation. So that's nice. Now, default is going to be without navigation, but you do have the option of adding in factory navigation at the time of ordering your charger if you want to. But one of the amazing things is that even if you don't have the factory navigation, you can still connect to use Apple Maps, Google Maps, and Waze directly through this middle screen, which is amazing. It's a wired connection. But if you want to know how any of the buttons work, how to navigate through the cluster or the media screen, check down below, because I've already put together some pretty crazy comprehensive walkthrough videos that talk about everything, how everything works. But this is nice. This is really nice. Now, one thing, I do have the performance pages up right now. So performance pages, essentially what that means, well, if you flip yourself around, you can see everything that's going on. So we can see everything with our timers. We've got our gauges. Oh, there she goes. I got to go into this manual mode. I have to do it. I have to do it. All right, I'm going to wait for this car to pass. And oh, I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. But we've got so many options available with these performance pages. So if you're taking your vehicle on the track, you definitely want to learn how the performance pages work. It's amazing. So you can get into your track timers, lap timers, and things like that. So if you're doing 300-meter sprints, 200-meter sprints, things like that, you can see what's going on with your acceleration, braking. You can save different settings in. You can take snapshots of your performance. So if you want to see how you improve your overall performance, you've got the flexibility to be able to do it. But this thing is great. Oh, that's kind of a neat one. Kick Smart. That's funny. Durham, Taekwondo, and Karate. I love it. I love it. I love how creative people get with their marketing sometimes. It's so good. Like literally the truck so there's a truck that's in front of me, but in front of that truck, there's a van. I can see it's got like a little raccoon or a squirrel, like cartoon squirrel, and the people are creative. I love it. It's so good. Now this ride is really nice though. Packed with different technology, a lot of different options available inside of this thing as well. But I love the sound of this. Oh, this Hemi sounds mean. It's nice. Now, so many different options that are available inside of this car though. But at least the overall seats, like even being in this thing for a bit, like it's nice. It's nice, it's comfortable. Good amount of butt wiggle to it as well as I go. It's pretty good. Now there are a ton, like I said, ton of different options for engines inside of this thing. It's going to depend on what trim level of the vehicle you go for. But I mean, obviously taking a look at your budget as well, right? Because they're like, you look at the SRT Hellcat and you're like $120,000 Canadian for that car versus this one. So the way this is spec'd out, I think it's like $55,000 Canadian, which, I mean, if you're looking for the full build links, check in the description. I've got a build link down there. You can click off in order to see what build this thing's got. Different walk-around videos and things like that that are all available. But sound inside of this is so good. And that's it. Like I said, this is stock. So you could always do something aftermarket if you really wanted to. If you wanted to change up the sound of the exhaust, just get some aftermarket tips and things like that. A lot of, ooh. This is where paying attention comes into play. Haha. But so good. So good what you can get out of this thing. Ooh, do we have in front of CJR Performance today an SRT Hellcat? That's nice. That's nice. Look at this. Look at this ride over there. You might not be able to make it up from your vantage point there, but it is really, really nice looking. And that's it. Like, there are so many amazing performance cars out there. And as we've got a white Charger in front of us here as well. Like, Chargers are amazing rides. People love them. Good amount of options, good technology in them, and good amount of power. I mean, and the pricing is all over the place for these things. If we look at the available drivetrain for the Charger, it's going to depend on the version, the trim level of the vehicle that you're in. You might only have rear-wheel drive, might have all-wheel drive as an available option there on top of that. So, which way you go, like rear-wheel drive is good. There is the argument as well, rear-wheel drive during the winter time, and how's the performance going to be affected that way? Honestly, if you've got a rear-wheel drive car driving into the winter time, you can throw some bags of salt or sand or something like that in the trunk, and honestly, it's going to be like a night and day improvement for your vehicle. So for handling in the wintertime, And then as always, just throw like winter tires on your car. So if you're gonna have this thing in the wintertime anyways, you might as well treat yourself right and get winter tires on the car so that you've got the best possible performance inside of it. This is nice though. Rolling, they see me rolling, they hating. I don't even know if I could sing, like get a copyright strike for singing. Oh, that's good. This is really nice though. And I'm gonna sneak in here because I'm eventually gonna have to go on the highway. All right. I do love some of the available technology though, like that added tech group where you can get the adaptive cruise control system. I love it. I love adaptive cruise control. I don't stop talking about it pretty much in like every one of my review videos as well because of how great the system is. This is good though. There's a lot of great technology inside of these things. So this specific one also has, oh, of course, there's no song playing. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna, 94.9 FM. This guy wanted it worse. He wanted to cut everybody off. All right, let's try this again. Oh, it changed the song. Okay, cool. Let's try this. So good. So this one has the upgraded Harman Kardon sound system. So we've got a 19 speaker system, but I'll get to that one again in just a second because in like 2 seconds I'm at full speed. Oh, this is so good. So good. I love the power inside of this thing. It's like all of the power. Come on, fella, you don't need to get over yet. You're ridiculous. Like, and does he have his limiter on? I don't think so. Definitely not. This guy does not have his limiter going right now. Oh, this is nice though. This is a nice ride. Oh. And this is the RT. Like, I haven't been behind, so I've been behind the wheel of an SRT Hellcat, but it was the Durango. So haven't been inside of a Charger or a Challenger yet. But I mean, like, I can only imagine, like, the Durango performance was amazing. So if this is going to be any indication of what it's going to be like in some of the other vehicles, amazing. Now, one thing, this car also does have launch, which I'm stopped right now, so it's not going to matter, but this thing does have launch control available. The kicker, though, is because this is a newer car, wouldn't want to use launch control. Like, it's only got 90 kilometers on it right now, so you kind of want to give it 500 kilometers, like a little bit of a break-in period before you decide to, you know, start putting the pedal to the metal a little bit. So, oh, this is good. I gotta take I gotta take this on a track somehow. Somehow I have to find a way to track this thing. Oh, this is nice though. Listen to that growl. Oh, so good. All right. I get it. Like, I get why people really enjoy the Charger. I was in my first Charger ever last year, and I was like, why? Like, I get it. Like, this is really good, but that was the 3.6 liter I was in last year. But this, I get it. This is the 5.7 Hemi. I understand why people really, really love the Charger when they get behind the wheel of one. Oh, this is good. This is a good performance car, and like having the option for all-wheel drive on top of that, useful. Like I said, rear-wheel drive, you throw winter tires on it and things like that, and you're good all at the same time. Oh, such a stark contrast in comparison. We've got a Nissan Leaf in front of us. Zero-emission vehicle to a 5.7 Hemi. Oh, and I can't wait. I can't wait for Dodge to really take the plunge into electric vehicles. Like, I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to push out, because if they can get any sort of like performance that's close to what they're getting out of these cars, it's going to be amazing. Amazing. All right. It's so good. Oh, I love the sound of this car. I really would. I've got to, like I said, I've got to find a way to be able to get one where I can try out launch controls. So if you've got a charger and you want to meet up and you want to take me through your car as you use launch control, let me know. Let's hook up. I definitely want to experience what it's like inside of this thing. Like I said, with a dealership vehicle, I'm just not comfortable doing it. I'm just going to call it the way it is. I respect machines for what they are, and I'm not going to abuse them. That's how I can keep on doing what I do here, because I'm good with the cars. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is nice. Pickering Chrysler, amazing dealership to work with. Like, look at this. Look at all those Rubicons. We've got Gladiators all over the place. We've got the new Jeep Compass everywhere. We've got this SRT Hellcat up here as well. This is ridiculous. I love it. I love it. All right, let's back this bad boy up. And one of the cool things, like I said, this thing also has the park sensing system. You can see I'm getting a little tight. Oh, this is actually a tight spot now. Somebody moved a car. This would have been able to fit a second ago. That's what she said. Oh, this is too tight. This is too tight for comfort. I do not want to. Yeah, this is not good. Not good. I don't want to be that guy who parks super close and I have to crawl out of the trunk of the car. It's funny, I've got a backup camera and I still I always default to checking over my shoulders anyways, or checking my side view mirrors instead, but it's the old school in me. That's right, my first car did not have a backup camera. Sacre bleu. Okay, we should be though. Look at this. Look at this Hellcat next to us. Boom. There we go. And that was a look at the 2022 Dodge Charger RT, specifically the Daytona package. What did you think? I love this car. It's got great technology, great options that are available. I can't wait for Dodge to go through a facelift or refresh in this thing and bring in the new Connect 5 screen. But for now, like I said, we still have wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as an available option. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your social networks, and think about subscribing to the channel. And until I see you next time, take care.